Most people fail to reach their goals not because they're unmotivated or lazy, but because they have broken systems. Today, I'm going to show you 3 systems that have changed my life completely and will change yours too, and will help you reach all the goals that you set for yourself. So let's dive right into it. First, why should you care about systems? We're all given the same 24 hours in the day. We all know this. But for some reason, it feels like CEOs, founders, business owners, successful people in general all have more hours in their day. For normal people like us, modern life overwhelms us, gives us distraction, makes things stressful, and it feels like we're constantly putting out fires with these endless tasks. But productivity isn't about making more time for yourself because you can't. It's about working smarter with the time that you're given and using your brain's natural wiring to be the most productive you can be in those hours. So these 3 systems I'm about to tell you are backed by neuroscience. They optimize your hours in the day, and they help you transform your performance. So how can we own our time that we are given? First system is going to be planning your day like a CEO using Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, whatever calendar app you want to use. This works because it guarantees that you have time for the things that you want to do, and it also removes decision fatigue. You just set a plan and then follow it every single day. It removes the excuse of no time completely. This is a really simple system, but it is so effective. So how are we going to do it? First, you want to break your day into blocks and prioritize those blocks. So for most of you, it's going to be you want to work. Obviously, we have to make money. We have to provide for ourselves. A lot of you want to go to the gym. You want to be fit. You want to make your meals. You want to have good nutrition to accompany working out. You want to have time for deep work where you can work on the things that you want to do outside of your job, like a to-do list. And also, I'm not a hustle guru. We need time to relax, so we make a time block for that as well. So now that you have your day written out into blocks, you want to prioritize these blocks. So for a lot of you, number 1 priority is going to be your deep work, your to-do list, the things you want to do for your own life, the needle movers for your own life. For some of you, the next block may be work. You want to climb the corporate ladder. You want to achieve a promotion, whatever. And then for some of you, third thing may be the gym or family time or relaxation. Maybe relaxing is a priority for you. Now that we have these prioritized, we are going to implement them into a Google Calendar. It's going to look a lot like this Google Calendar. You're going to lay out your routine and things that are just straight up non-negotiable, like work. And you're going to put your time blocks around it. So it may be wake up and go straight to work. Then maybe at lunch you have time to go hit the gym. Then after work you have time to go walk and do some deep work for yourself. And then at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m., whatever, you give yourself time to relax. Maybe on the weekends you meal prep, get some more personal items done, and that's really it. It's a basic Google Calendar, but you schedule out every single thing like you're a CEO. This removes decision fatigue because you're treating every time block like an appointment with your boss. You do not miss it. It's all scheduled in advance, and you just follow the plan. If it's not on the calendar, you don't do it. So now we know we have time to do everything that we want to do, and we give ourselves ample amount of time to do those things. A little bonus tip for this is you can put a widget on your phone, on your home screen, so that you are constantly reminded with a visual trigger of, oh, this is my time block to do this, I need to get to work. Or, oh, next time block coming up is this, I need to prepare for it. Number 2 is going to be environment design. Your environment controls your actions more so than willpower ever will. If your phone's by your bed, you're going to end up scrolling. If your gym clothes are prepared or your gym bag is prepared, you're probably going to train. But also vice versa. If it's not ready, you have to go home, change the gym clothes. You have to go pick out your little gym outfit. There's a good chance you're not ever going to go to the gym. If your fridge is already stacked up with meal preps, it's really easy just to pull one of those out and prepare it. But if it's not stocked up with meal preps, it's a lot easier to just DoorDash Taco Bell. Design your environment so that doing bad things is hard to do and doing good things is easy to do. So a couple examples of this, like I just spoke about. Lay out your workout clothes the night before or pre-pack your gym bag the night before. Keep fruit on the counter and get rid of all junk food in the house so that when you come home from work, you're drained, you're tired, willpower's low. you don't even have the option to go pick up a bag of chips. Your only option is to go eat some strawberries or some Greek yogurt or some bananas or grapes, whatever. Remove distractions from your phone. Remove distractions from your bedroom or your office. This way, when you wake up, you can't just go scroll. Or when you're doing some work for yourself, your to-do list, knocking out things on your computer in your own home office, someone texts you, you don't even realize it. You don't have the option to pick up your phone and get distracted, end up scrolling on TikTok, whatever. Unplug your TV and put the remote on the opposite side of the house. Again, you're going to come home drained from work, but maybe you want to work on a side hustle. Maybe you want to make some extra cash. Well, when you're drained, willpower is going to be low. It's going to be a lot easier to just sit on the couch, turn on the TV, and watch football or watch Netflix. But if it's unplugged and the remote's on the opposite side of the house, that means you got to get up, go plug in the TV, which is hard enough to cram behind your TV. Then you got to go find your remote on the opposite side of the house. It's just a lot of work. Sure, could you do it? Sure, but it would be a lot easier to go ahead and start working on your side hustle if all your utensils that you need are laid out. A notepad, a pen, your computer, already laid out on the kitchen table for you to just start working. Find ways you can implement this environment design into your own environment and execute on it. Third is going to be dopamine loading, and I just made a video about this, so you can go check it out if you want. And I combine this with what I call the vital hour, and also another term that you've maybe heard of before, eat the frog. What dopamine loading is front loading your day with the hardest, high value, needle moving task. The reason for this is because your brain is in its most focused hour in the first hour after waking up. The reason for this is because your brain is in what's called a theta state. Your mind is calm, clear, and highly receptive. Your dopamine receptors have been reset from sleep. Theta waves are linked to memory consolidation and creativity, so your brain is at a higher problem-solving state. And like I said, your dopamine levels are naturally reset after sleep. So the low stimulating stuff, the needle movers, the hard tasks to do, like doing deep work on a side hustle or whatever, is actually going to be very stimulating. But if you go on TikTok first, then you go to Instagram, then you go to YouTube, well, then doing low stimulating needle moving stuff like maybe answering emails or working on a side hustle is going to feel dreadful, because now your brain wants the dopamine of finishing a hard task, but it doesn't want to do the work. And that's what TikTok provides for you. It provides that dopamine that you get from completing a hard task, but with no work. And so your brain wants to stay in that state. This also builds momentum for the day. Pretty self-explanatory, but when you build momentum early, it continues throughout the rest of the day. I also included a phrase called eat the frog. What it means is if someone was going to force you to eat a frog, you wouldn't just sit there and think about it all day. You would just get it over with, right? It'd be gross, it'd be disgusting, it'd be really hard to do. You would just get it over with. It's the same thing with your task. Tackle your hardest, most important task first when dopamine and energy are at their peak. So how this works, you're going to load your morning with low stimulating but needle moving tasks. This is going to be deep work. Maybe for some of you, eating the frog is going to be working out. It sucks, you hate it. Knock that out first. Then as the day goes on, you can add more stimulating stuff as your dopamine levels rise. By the end of the day, you've completed all your low stimulating, boring, but important things to do. So now you can enjoy your day like Netflix or video games because all your work is done. You really want to avoid the dopamine traps like social media and notifications that ruin your reward system early in the morning. So how to truly implement this with real examples? No phone or energy drink first thing in the morning. Your phone's pretty self-explanatory, but an energy drink is just this fruity, feels like sugary dopamine trap that will also hijack your dopamine receptors. So just have water, some black coffee, and get straight to work. Like I said, do your number one most important task first thing in the morning, get it over with, and then complete other hard tasks in the rest of your morning. Then as we go throughout our day, we can add more stimulation as a reward. It's just a choice. You can either waste your best hour on TikTok, or you can build the life you want in your mornings. So what does a real world impact look like when you combine all three of these systems? Well, with dopamine loading, you wake up, you complete your hardest and lowest stimulating task first, making the rest of your day a whole lot easier because all the hard stuff is behind you. And you've already built momentum, so now you want to do more. Now that you've gotten through this deep work time block on your Google Calendar or Apple Calendar, now you just follow the rest of the plan that you've set out for yourself in your calendar. You don't have to think, you just follow the plan. And then environment design, you've gotten done for the day, you've achieved so much, but now you're done with your personal work, you're done with your job, you just got home from work, and now all the temptations have been removed from your house so you can keep making progress without even thinking about it, without even having to try, and you're removing the need for willpower. So you come home, you can't eat because you removed all junk food from your house. Your meals are already prepped, so you have to eat healthy without even thinking about it. Your items are already prepped for the next day. Your coffee's laid out. Your gym clothes are ready, so the next day is set up for success. Your TV's unplugged, and the only thing around to do is read a book, which you've always wanted to do, right? You've always wanted to get into reading, maybe. So now doing these good things are actually easier to do than doing the bad things. To conclude this, I want to say start small with this and be consistent and then add more things. Do not try to 180 your life overnight. Give yourself large time blocks to do the hard task and don't try to change something every single hour. Don't load up your calendar to the max. You can get there, but starting off, start easy. The reason for this is if you try to 180 your life overnight, you're not going to stick with it, I promise you. So control your focus with dopamine loading, control your day with time blocking, and control your habits with environment design. If you control your systems, you're going to learn to control your life in the time that you are given. Those are my 3 life-changing systems or habits, and I hope this helped you out. But that's all I have for you today, so I'll see you guys in the next video.